Hello and welcome to Cloud Launch and Learn Marathon. In this session, I will be talking about Azure SignalR Service. My name is Mert Yeter. I am working as a software architect at Finexus. I am Microsoft Azure MVP and Traffic Ambassador. I am trying to be a regular contributor to MS-Auto, Azure Live, Cloud Launch and Learn, and the Cloud family, and also Traffic communities. Please feel free to reach me out on Twitter and LinkedIn. Let's have a quick look at this session's details. I'll start with what SignalR is and why we need Azure SignalR Service. Then we'll talk about concepts, and at the end I will write an application that sends broadcast messages to the clients with Azure SignalR Service. So what is SignalR? ASP.NET Core SignalR is an open source library that developers can use it to add real-time web functionality to their applications. Okay, what do I mean by real-time? Real-time functionality means that server can push data to their clients without waiting a new request from the client. The classic example is a chat application, but we can use SignalR for monitoring, voting, notifications, and similar real-time applications. Basically, it provides an RPC API. SignalR can handle connection management and scale when traffic increases. SignalR provides two communication models: persistent connections and hubs. I can say persistent connections are similar to WCF and hubs are similar to .NET Remoting. SignalR supports WebSockets, server-side events, and long polling. It chooses the best one based on the features on the server and client. And also this is the order of graceful fallback. Okay, I have an open source library, some NuGet packages, and I can build and host my SignalR application. So why do I need Azure SignalR Service? The answer is like other managed Azure services, it is fully managed. You don't need to worry about performance, scalability, and availability. Azure SignalR Service supports all the standards: WebSockets, server-side events, and long polling that I mentioned on the previous slide. It provides native experience with not only for ASP.NET Core, but also for ASP.NET. It also supports server-side Blazor. For clients, it works with all browsers, desktop and mobile application and IoT devices. You don't need to use C# or ASP.NET Core. You can use JavaScript frameworks, Java, and it has a RESTful API that you can consume. Azure SignalR Service can handle large-scale applications and multiple instances, supports sharding and high availability. Azure SignalR Service is built on ASP.NET Core SignalR, and you can easily migrate your self-hosted SignalR application to SignalR Service. There are some differences between self-hosted SignalR and Azure SignalR Service. Let's have a closer look. The main difference is SignalR Service, the application server does not accept persistent client connections. There is a negotiate endpoint for each hub, which is exposed by SignalR Service SDK. This endpoint handles client negotiation requests and redirect to Azure SignalR Service. There are three service modes that you can choose when you create a SignalR service. In default mode, you have a hub server, clients, and they are connected through the SignalR service like a proxy. In serverless mode, there are no hub server, as you can understand from its name, it is serverless. All connections are connected to the service. Please consider that in default mode, client connection sits on a hub server and client uses the same hub server during its lifetime. But in serverless, there is no server stickiness or connection routing as there is no server. In classic mode, connection mode is decided if there is a hub server connected to the service or not. I can say this is like a mixed mode. Now it's time for a demo and let's see how it works. Let's start with creating a new SignalR service on Azure portal. And I click create. And I will change my pricing type to free one and select serverless mode and click review and create. Now it's validating. Okay, I click create. While my deployment is in progress, let's start developing our SignalR application. Let's start with creating an web API project for negotiation. Net new web API. Okay, let's open this with VS Code. Okay, I don't need this one. So I don't need this. Okay, now I need to add Azure SignalR management package. Okay, with that, we can see the details in CSPosh. So don't need this one. Okay, now I need to add SignalR and Azure SignalR. It's a service. SignalR and add Azure SignalR. Okay, it looks okay. Now I need to add a controller. So I don't need this one. Controller. Okay, namespace. And now I need to add a constructor. And I'll need a new instance of Service Manager Builder. But okay, now I need to add my connection string. So I will use with options. Let's edit later. I build it. And my constructor is okay. Now I'm going to add an HTTP post method. I need a name. Okay. Public set index. I need two parameters. String name and string user ID. And I create a new dictionary object for our client endpoint and access token. Okay, I'll add URL first, and we can get it service manager to get client endpoint, and it needs hub name, and for access token, service manager access token, and it needs hub name and user ID. Okay, our dictionary is ready. I'll return JSON results object with dictionary. Let's format it. Okay, everything looks good. Now I need to add my connection string. I go to my resource, go to keys, and copy my connection string and paste it here. Okay, now let's try to build it. Okay, our negotiate code project is ready. Now let's create our other applications. Now let's create our client application. And for the client, I'm going to use a console application. Okay, we need to add Microsoft ASP.NET Core SignalR Client NuGet package. Okay. Okay, now I need a URL for my negotiation endpoint, and it will be localhost 1000, and I'll give my hub name my hub, and user will be that. Okay, now I need a hub connection object, connection builder, and I'll use this URL and build. Now I need to define my, what will I do when my connection is open? Hub connection on. I'll give a method name like list, and define a function, get a message, and write the message to console. Something like a message from Azure Okay. Now start connection. The click key to make it happen. And so I don't need arguments. Okay. I think it looks fine. And let's build our publisher application. And I'll create a directory for publishers and create a new console application. And open with current VS Code instance. And I'll need NuGet package. Okay. I need a service manager first. And this time I need two options. First one is connection string, and the second one is service transport type, and it can be transient or persistent. Okay. Now I need a hub context to send messages. Okay, let's see my hub. Okay. Okay, we can send our message to all clients or specific clients. Let's select all and ask for a method name. Let's say broadcast. And they ask for an object array, and I'll send a string array contains our message. And at the end, I need to copy and paste my connection string. Okay, it's ready. Okay, all our applications are ready. Now let's try and see how they work together. Let's start with negotiate web API project. Okay, it is running now. And let's start our client. And at the end, I will start publisher and send an message to our client. As you can see, we have sent a message from publisher to Azure SignalR Service, and I got the message from Azure SignalR Service and wrote to the console screen. So all of our applications are working. You can find lots of samples on GitHub and Microsoft Docs. You can scan the QR code on the screen with your mobile phone to go to the Azure SignalR Samples repository. Thanks for joining me today. If you have any questions, you can contact me on Twitter and LinkedIn. Cheers!